I'm going, one thing I want to know because like looking back, I'm like, what was I thinking? Hello, my lovelies, and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for today. I'm so excited. If you are new to Fly with Shelly, make sure to subscribe right here. Hit the notification bell as well. We talk about anything from coaching to airline to applications to who's hiring, tips and tricks on how to get the job. If you guys know me already, today's title says it all. We are going to talk about the mistakes that people make that I have made, you guys, seriously. So all the mistakes that I've made that I do not want to repeat, and I don't want you to make the same mistake. So if you want to know more, stay tuned. All right, we're back. Are you guys ready? This is going to be a super fun video. I cannot wait to share with you. Okay, so way back in 2018, you guys, I decided I want to be a flight attendant. My kids have grown a little. At the time I was married, and I decided, hey, I have been supportive of you, my ex-husband, for over almost 15 years, and it is time for me to pursue my dream. He had more flexibility with his job, so he was going to be able to help me with the children while I was traveling. And this is something I've always wanted to do because I actually did that when we first met back in 2006, I believe it was. When we met and we got married quickly, I remember going and applying. Okay, and it's something that I wanted to do, and they did hire me to 2 airlines, and I didn't pursue it. All right, and I kind of regret it because I got pregnant and things, life got in the way. But I kind of revisited that thought. I just felt like, hey, I think I'm ready for this. I definitely want to go and move forward, and I want to be a flight attendant, and I'm going to take the steps to do it. So he was supportive at the time because I don't think he knew what it implied, and I was blindly going after my goals at the time. So I ended up applying my first airline, which was my love, my everything, my dream airline, which was Southwest Airline. And so I did not even think of looking on YouTube at the time. I'm sure it was as popular as it is now, but it wasn't for me just because I was so stuck in raising children and working and running my business at the time, and being a mom, being a wife. I don't think that me watching YouTube video was a thing at the time. All right. So I just never thought that I could actually find that information online as much as we can now. So what happened is I just blindly went to an interview. Okay. Now I will never forget. I did not know what to expect. I didn't know that there was a dress code. I didn't know that. I knew they were going to ask questions, but I didn't know what questions. So I just thought I was ready for whatever they would ask me. Like, I definitely went there blindly, and this is something I recommend for you guys not to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and play this video. I want you guys to watch it carefully, okay? At the end of the video is really short. I think it's about 6 or 7 minutes long. Once it ends, okay, this is something I filmed back in 2018, you guys. Once it ends, I'm going to go over everything with you guys, and we're going to underline what the mistakes that I made and what not to make, because I don't want you guys to make the same mistakes and not get the job, your dream job, especially if it is your first interview. You don't want to mess it up, especially if this is the one that you want. And that airline at the time was only hiring once every 3 to 4 years. They weren't hiring like they are now. It's never seen before. They had an opening, and then they really reopened their application process not too long afterwards, which we've never seen this before with Southwest. But back then it was a 3 to 4 year wait between applications, or where applicants could actually send their application. The process took longer, and they were very, very selective. They only selected a few, and they weren't hiring as they are hiring now. So let's just kind of get that out of the way. Now, with that said, let's watch the video, and I will see you in a few minutes. Okay, we're back. You probably, if you've been following me for a while, you've probably seen this video. Now, unfortunately, at the time, I didn't know that the music I was using wasn't supposed to be played. So I've used my own music. I was able to erase some of the music in the background. That's why the sound sounded a little bit, kind of far away. But some areas I couldn't remove the music, and you can't use, obviously music that you're not allowed. So I kind of put music that I am allowed on top of what it was. So the video is a little bit, amateurish. I was new at, the whole YouTube thing, and our phones weren't, so sophisticated. But as you can see, I was excited about the process. I filmed as much as I could so that you guys can get a look at what the interview process is, what does it imply, what is really going on behind those doors, because people do a lot of interviews and we don't know what's happening. Now with our phones, we can kind of integrate them. We can walk you through what happens. Now, let's start with the beginning. Okay, so it was early morning. I remember I was really tired, sat there. I remember at the airport, I was excited. I had done the phone interview at the time. I did really well. I remember, okay, so that's one thing that you shouldn't do. If you know you're going to have a phone interview, don't be in your car. I was in my car. I believe I had to pick up my kids from school. I had to stop the car, stop in a parking lot, and I did the interview in the parking lot. I'll never forget. Okay, so mistake number one, if you know you have an interview at a certain time, do it in a specific spot that is quiet and that you're going to be able to think and not have cars honking and traffic and heat and air conditioning blasting. So that's really, really important. Okay. Now I did not know what was thrown at me, but I was able to kind of nail the questions and answers. The answers. And so with that, I was moved to basically, hey, we want to interview you. We really liked what we saw, what we heard, not what we saw, because obviously they didn't see me. We were just on the phone. And then they booked me a flight at the time. Remember, this is all in 2018. So I got on the flight. I was really, really excited. I remember it was an early flight. I didn't sleep that night. I was so tired. You could see me, I'm all blonde. I kind of grew out my hair now, but okay, so I got in, and I don't know if you guys noticed what I was wearing. So, but before we even get to that, I remember, I'll never forget, I got the shuttle, and I knew who was being hired because we're all waiting in the same specific spot. We were given instructions, so we knew exactly where to wait for the shuttle at the Dallas airport. And then when the shuttle came, I was looking around, and I could see everybody with their resume and their things, because that's what they asked us to bring with us. I remember looking around thinking, wait, why is everybody looking like flight attendants? And I'm not. Where did I get the memo? Yeah, I was wearing a green buttoned up blouse. Green, okay, like emerald green. Yeah, like really green, jade green. And then I was wearing, I want to say black pants. I'm not sure, but I think that's what I was wearing. And then I had a jacket that was also dark green with a belt. I thought at the time it was classy, all right, and it's okay. I'm not saying it's bad. You want to look professional, but it definitely stood out because I was totally different from everybody else. I had sandals. Okay, because it's hot in Arizona, right? Well, I had sandals, not flat sandals. They look like heels, but they are sandals. They're like from Crocs. Hopefully I'll have a picture. And you can see my toes sticking out. So I didn't have professional shoes. They weren't closed toe shoes. They weren't boots, because that would have worked. A lot of them had like boots up to their knees, because I'm sure October is already like autumn and it's getting cold. And we were coming from all over, the US. And a lot of them were prior flight attendants, because I was talking to them and they're like, oh, I work for this airline. I work for this airline. Okay. So I remember thinking, I have no experience. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going into this blindly. So, we get into the shuttle. Everybody looks so professional. Everybody had their resume in their binder. I had a sheet. How many sheet of paper? Yay! Like I was just probably put it on my big purse that I had at the time. Not thinking anything of it. My hair was down. Just the way that you see it, or the way you see it in the video. Hopefully I have a little picture here. Well, you've seen the video, but yeah. Okay, so that's appearance. Okay, my makeup is very minimal. I don't like the red lipsticks, so you won't see that. The way that I look now probably is the way that I look there. Not much, as you can see, barely any, not even a bit of pink. I just don't like makeup, so I just went as me. And I figured they're gonna love me because I'm me. This is me. I'm very confident with myself. I remember talking to a lot of people that were very uncomfortable and very didn't feel confident. And they kept coming to me and like, oh my gosh, I should have been comfortable and worn what you are wearing because I feel like you're yourself and I just don't feel like I'm myself. Well, that was kind of took me off guard because I'm thinking I like what you're wearing because you look like you look the part, and I should have worn that. But I didn't dwell over that because I didn't want to make myself kind of upset or insecure in any way because I was focused to get this job, right? Okay, so now let's move forward to sitting in the room waiting for the front desk. There was a few ladies that were working there and they were kind of calling you in, and the first step was to actually they were checking your passport to see it was valid. So we're all sitting there waiting to call, and that's when I made my first mistake, was to take my phone and start filming. I mean, I'm thinking we're waiting in the room, right? So yeah, I need to vlog this. So I took my phone and I did a selfie. I did a video of the area, which I didn't post, thankfully, back then. And I'm kind of talking a little bit, saying, I'm excited, I'm about to be called. So remember, you guys, they are always watching you. I'm laughing because looking back, I'm like, what was I thinking? What am I thinking? I'm like so excited because I couldn't wait to show my ex-husband at the time, like, this is what I did, and share with the viewers and be like, hey, I went for my first interview. I was not thinking of the repercussion and what really, how they're perceiving me. So they're perceiving me as someone that's blogging while I'm actually going for a job interview. This is a serious job interview. They only open once every 3 years. You're lucky to even be there. And here I am going, I'm laughing about it now because like looking back, I'm like, what was I thinking? I mean, I'm glad I got some footage for you guys to kind of picture yourself there. I'm happy that I'm having this discussion with you because now you can kind of look back with me. But like, what the heck was I thinking? But anyways, yeah. So I remember even when we're all sitting down, you guys, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. We're all sitting down, we're giving, we're given a bracelet. So I'm taking pictures of the bracelet, and then we go into this room and we're all seated and we all have our little name tags in front, the kind of a little arena, I want to call it. It's an arena, but it's like those, I don't know what you could call it. It's kind of like a room with all these seats, all right? Um, just kind of like half of the moon, kind of like a classroom in a university, so to speak. It wasn't too big, but it was pretty deep in that sense. It was long but narrow, and it was a lot of not instructors, but people that work for the airlines. They were all standing and sitting in the back room. So the people in the back room standing could actually see everyone, and I'm sure they were assigned a row to kind of watch. And I'm sitting in the front because I always sit in the front, and I'm so excited to participate. And here I go with my phone. I go with my phone, and I'm like, and then I take a quick screenshot of like from the angle where it was at, and I was categorized as the blue color because there was different categories and different colors, right? I think you saw, and so it was kind of seated on the right side of that cute little classroom arena, whatever you want to call it. And I took a screenshot of all the colors, and remember there was instructors talking. And then there's people in the back, they're hired to watch you because they're watching your every move. And I'm thinking, I'm not doing anything wrong. I mean, I'm going to participate, I'm going to stand out, but I need to, you know, take a memory, take a snapshot of this moment. So I, the guys in the back was like, this girl, like, she has no idea what she's doing. Anyway, so everything went well, like, and then they started asking you questions, like, can you stand up and talk about you? I mean, you could stand up or sit down. You obviously want to stand up. So I introduced myself. I was so giddy. I was happy. I was confident. I'm like, that I'm Shelly, from blah, 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 and I can't wait to be a flight attendant. And a little bit about yourself. You can give something, you can talk about something funny, or you have something about that someone doesn't know about you. They just want to see your personality in a social environment. And I was super comfortable. I said what I needed to say. I sat down. I'm like, I got this. Yeah. Remember, I'm the only one in green. Everybody's there with like a nice blouse and a jacket. Some of them have like skirts up to their knees, heels, scarf. I'm just like, and their hair's all like nice tight with a bun. Some of them were ponytails. I'm like, oh my god, my mama wings. I'm laughing because, like, if I was hired by Southwest Airline to watch out for my next candidate, right, and I see me walking in, I'd be like, oh my god. They probably had a laugh about me afterwards, but I was so oblivious what I did wrong. Okay, well, we're gonna get there. Okay, so we go through this interview process, everything's great. And then we're kind of mingling at this point, and people are watching. All right, they're hired to watch you, and they want to see if you're socializing, I'm sure. So I'm like, I got this. So I'm talking to everybody. I'm like, and these guys are super cool. We're high-fiving, and it's such, I'm kind of glad in a way that I captured those moments, because these are people that were just as scared as I was, and we bonded over the experience. It's a beautiful thing to see. Beautiful connections that we made. I don't know if they passed or moved on. We never really exchanged phone numbers, which is so sad, because I see the video and I remember how they made me feel and how I felt at the moment. It was a beautiful connection that we made. Remember, we're all in the same boat at the same time. Reminds me of training. You're with someone 24/7, you end up develop this really strong bond. So it's a beautiful thing to see. But anyways, moving forward, I'm like filming and I'm so excited and we're doing pictures. Okay. And there was actually a booth where you could take a picture and you could send it to yourself. So, so one of the pictures with someone here with all the, the backdrop and whatnot, that was a picture that you can take, not with your phone, but with their little booth that they had. So that was fun. And now you're waiting to be called. So I remember I went up with this instructor who called me. I had to go with this person. We went into a room, we closed the door, and we started the questioning. And there was someone else who was sitting in the back of the room. I'll never forget. It's one of those long table. It was an office. It's pretty big. And I remember thinking, this is like no regular office. This is like a conference office. It's got that long, long, long table. This gentleman is sitting almost at the end. And she's in front of me. There's a big board and it's all glass. So you can see people walking. And it was kind of dim almost. Like it's just a weird, it's funny because now when I went to training, I could see the rooms and I think I recognized one of the rooms because they all have different names. And I remember, I think one of the rooms was one of the rooms that I was interrogated, if you will. But looking back is very intimidating because you don't know where you're at and everything is so new and it's scary, right? Because there's two people looking at you waiting for answers and she's there with her laptop and she's like, well, don't mind me, just I'll ask you questions and I'll be typing. So they're, bombarding me with questions and he is too and whatnot. And then he takes it upon himself to walk you to the physical testing, I guess, to another room. So you kind of go down, and as I went down with him, he told me, girl, I'm a flight attendant. Because what they do is you have a flight attendant and you have HR. So HR questions you. Flight attendant will as well, but he's the one in charge. Kind of take it from there after your interview. So he takes the elevator with me and he's like, dude, you did amazing. You nailed every question. You like blew it out of the park. I remember like his words. And I'm in the elevator. I'm like, you think so? And he goes, God, yeah, because we'll be flying together. I'm telling you. I'm like, yeah. So I'm giving him a high five, and he's like, I've never ever seen someone so confident. And he goes, you killed it. I thought it was in the back. I'm like, this is my airline. It's been my dream airline. I've always wanted to work for them. I'm so excited. I got this. We did the physical real quick. It took like a few seconds really. They wanted to see if you fit in the jump seat, and then they wanted to see if you can physically walk through the emergency exit. All right, so there's kind of like a cardboard and a hole, and I think you just kind of go through it. Very simple, you guys. Once you did all that, they say, thank you very much. I know you have a plane to catch. We thank you, and you'll hear about us. And I'm like, okay, no problem, thank you. I remember taking that shuttle going, I got this. God. And I'm filming again, right? Of course, because you gotta underline your special moments. So I'm taking my camera out in the shuttle. As you can see, nobody else was, but I was. I'm at the airport and there I'm like so confident I got this. I remember I'm calling everybody at home, telling them, you're just looking at a next flight attendant. I got this. I blew it out of the park. I was probably not looking the part, but you know what? I filmed everything. I'm going to show you when I get home and you'll see how it was amazing. And I remember I was really not starstruck, but I just felt like everybody was so friendly. Everyone was really together. I felt they were very united. I just was really excited to work for an amazing company. They are amazing. I'm not, seriously. I couldn't see anything bad. And I had nothing to compare it to, but because this was my airline of choice, this was my first pick. It was my first love. I didn't see anything wrong with it. And there was nothing wrong. It was just the most amazing company I've ever seen. All right. So excited. Got on the plane, got home, and I was just waiting for that phone call or that email or whatever, just like a sign. And then I got the TBNT, guys. How come? What did I do wrong? I did everything right. I answered. He said it was amazing. Why did I get this? And wrong. Okay. Moving forward to 2018, 19, 20, 21, we're in 22, 4 years later, here I am. I did everything wrong. Confident wise, it was up there. Great job, Shelly. Looked the part. I could have done much better. Shoes wise, it's mistake. Phone, you guys, I swear, leave your friggin' phones off and in your purse, and do not turn them on until you're done. Do not turn them on in the shuttle. Do not turn them on once you enter. I don't care if you're waiting for your name. I don't care if you're waiting to do passport checks. It doesn't matter. Do not turn them on at all. Zero. Bum. Okay? Take them away, put them away. So that was my mistake number 2 or 3 at this point. My goodness. All right. So if I'm to wear a blouse next time, I will not pick green. Let's represent the airline, you guys. So if you are working for Delta or you're applying for Delta, what are the colors? You have the blue, the red. Stick to the airline colors, right? You go with, let's say, Spirit. Can have some black, you can have some yellow, or represent is really important. Don't go off the chart with the weirdest with the weirdest color. Like, I'm not saying it's bad, but you just want to show that, you know what, you're looking the part, you're confident, right? Okay, so shoes, shirt, pants, I think we're okay. It's okay that you're not comfortable for a few hours, you guys, because this is for your future. Okay, you're letting them know that I am addressing professional, business, casual, and I'm showing you that I can represent. Really important. Okay. And don't compare yourself to anybody. Okay. I remember it was a little bit intimidating. I was sitting there and I was looking around and I was just like, wow, they all look like flight attendants. They all look so professional and so like to themselves. And wow. And I just felt so out of it. But at the same time, I liked it because I was like, I'm different. I stand out. I sure did. Oh my God. I wasn't hard to spot, like the girl in green right there with the crazy hair. Yeah, so that's another thing, hair. I always make them look professionally groomed. Okay, like this, I would not go in like this. Okay, obviously I would brush them out. I would probably have a nice professional ponytail, you guys. It doesn't matter how you have it. Always remove your hair from your face. They want to see your beautiful eyes, your expression. Okay, because when you start covering, it just does not look, you don't want that shaggy look, all right? And confidence, I had it. Okay, so I had confidence, all right? And I didn't really compare myself, although it's very intimidating. I tried not to, but I noticed a lot of ladies there were very insecure. They're like, oh my gosh, you're gonna get the job because you radiate, you're so social, there's something about you, got the it factor. I don't have that. So they were already like putting themselves down. And it's funny because I'm just like a social bird, and I was just happy because I was in the environment that I wanted to be. So really important. I had 2 out of 4, but that didn't get me through that finish line. And I was devastated, you guys. That was my first ever airline. And that's how I learned. I said, you know what? I should have gained experience before hitting my target right off the bat, the one that I really wanted. I should have maybe researched what kind of question are they going to ask? Where did I go wrong? I remember thinking, okay, well, yeah, I didn't fit the part and I used my cell phone, but otherwise, question wise, I remember I might have hesitated on one question, but nailed it afterwards. But I remember thinking, see, she made me think. Definitely made me think, and I'm pretty good on, spur of the moment and answering questions. But the fact that she made me think, and I'm like, well, that's scary because when you start thinking, that means you're not ready. It didn't just come out quickly. So that's something else I started researching. I read some books. And you know what? This is why I have so much knowledge, because before I was going to throw myself again in the pool of, applications with airlines. I'm like, I'm going to be 100% ready. I'm not just going to go blindly anymore. I need to do some research. So I did a lot of research, you guys. Watched a lot of YouTubes like you are doing right now. Researched online, read books over books, read professional, you know, how to how to answer these questions. What are they looking for? What kind of like terminology needs to be used? So there's a lot that goes in it. But when you're prepared, my gosh, you can go in with your eyes closed and you can nail everything. And also, as soon as you look the part, you just kind of seal the deal as far as getting the job. So it's really, really important that you go in and prepare. This is where I come into it. If you guys need some coaching, you guys, I am here for you. And if you need your resume, really important. We're going to target those keywords so that you can get through and get the job of your dreams. But with that said, I hope this was informative, you guys. Don't make the same mistake as I did. This was a really, really fun video to do. I was watching it thinking I need to replay this video for everyone so that they can learn from my mistake, so that you don't make the same mistake. Promise, promise, promise. All right, guys. Love you. I hope you enjoyed it. You guys have a great week, and be wise. Look the part and represent. Bye.